Mabuhay. This is Bob from Love Beyond the Sea. My channel is about marriage to a woman from the Philippines. It could just as easily be about marriage to a woman from another country. I did that back in 2015, early on in the year, so we're coming up on 10 years of marriage. Today's topic does concern foreigners looking for Filipinas, and I'm going to call this, from what I see, there are only two types of foreigners looking for women from the Philippines. Only two types. And so be prepared to leave a comment here if you agree with me or not. Maybe there's a third type out there. Maybe I'm stereotyping too much. Just let me know. And I'd appreciate subscribing here on Love Beyond the Sea. I'm also on YouTube, lots of playlists, about 1,900 videos. Could use some help over there with growing the channel, but I just make videos. That's all I'm here to talk about. Maybe it's not a very popular topic to get into marriage with a woman from the Philippines, but that's where the value is, in my opinion. So two types, and I think they're both different. One are those men who have not been able to find a wife where they're from. For example, I'm here in the United States, and some have been married before, and they feel like if they want to have another chance at marriage, they're going to try to do what some other people have done, and that's look to another country. And they've heard good things about the Philippines. And so rather than just give up, those men feel like they've got one chance left. They want companionship. They want relationship. They they want to give, and they want to receive from this woman. They just want to, as close as possible, a normal marriage, someone they can count on in life. And so rather than give up at 50 or 60, some may be, some know, I know are giving up before that, 30s and 40s, just saying it's impossible in the West. And I don't want to go to the, Philippines or anywhere like that because I don't want to get scammed. And there's always a risk of that. But there are men who say, you know what, I'm going to take that chance and I'm going to go to the Philippines, somewhere else like that, another country, look for a wife. They're not going to change their values. Their motivations aren't going to change. They want to be a good husband to a good woman. And so they're going to go, take that chance, watch channels like this, try to learn about the Philippines, learn about women from the Philippines, because they want to get married. They're not interested in fooling around. These guys want to get married. So those men take the jump and they go to the Philippines. Now, the other type is the opposite side of the spectrum. Oh, they're interested in women from the Philippines, but I don't think they're very interested in commitment. They're not interested in a long-term relationship. They might take years to go out and meet the woman that is expecting him, or he said, I'm going to come see you, and been 2-3 years, believe it or not, sometimes even a lot more. And she's going to put her life on hold, and he's not up there. And but he likes to maybe talk to multiple Filipinas at a time before he goes out there, maybe to show off to his friends, maybe to show off to his ex-wife. So he goes to the Philippines, not interested in a relationship, and he's heard you can get easy sex or cheap sex. And so he goes to the Philippines, tries to find a young woman, I don't know what, relive his youth. Maybe he thinks that she's wildly attracted to his, sexual nature and manliness, and all these women in the West just can't see it. And so it does his ego a lot of good. He goes out there and he has sex with this woman, and he has sex with that woman. Isn't that what you do after all? Some people think it is. just go there to sow your oats, since things haven't worked out before in the West. They go there just to get their piece, their pound of flesh, I guess. Well, the first group dares to go out there and still look for a decent woman. They've got a list of things they're looking for. They've got a list of red flags, and they want to avoid those sorts of things. But the other group doesn't really care about that. They're just going to go and, have sexual relationships with these women. And I think by and large, the women want marriage. They may give their bodies up, which is common among women, to try to get some guy to settle down. And I just don't think there's a high track record of success with that. So, what's the saying? Why buy a cow when you can get the milk for free, or something like that? And so they're not looking for commitment. They're not looking to bestow generosity on these women. I guess they figure this is as good as it gets in life, a paradise in the Philippines with supposedly endless number of women who are interested in them. And it's a dream life for them. I don't think it's a dream life at all for the women in the Philippines. And so for the women in the Philippines, type number 2, it just gets her hopes up, kind of just takes advantage of her. The guy number 1 wants to get married, and if somebody isn't wife material to him, he's going to move on. And there's a good chance he's met somebody online rather than just go out there to the Philippines and see what happens. And so, he's interested in marriage. He's likely to propose marriage fairly early. I mean, he is older, should be wiser in his life. When I got married back in 2015, I proposed on day 18 days. Hadn't met my wife in person, but I said, I want to come down and marry you. Would you marry me? And, she said, yes, if you come down to meet me. So I got a ring, went down there. I've said it in my videos before, and found a good time to make it official and propose to her. And we got married. It was the 54th day of our relationship. And of course, this disclaimer, I'm not recommending that for everyone, but, I was a type 1 person who said, I want to get married. I'm not there to mess around. So I'm going to be somewhat particular without being overly picky on what I'm looking for. And by that, I mean, I'm going to look for a couple of things that are the most important. I'm not going to make a list of 5 or 6 or 7, can't haves. I'm just going to look for a couple of things that I need. One for me was somebody that was a Christian I could go to church with, I could pray with, and we would have that kind of a worldview, which I thought was important, and then somebody that was willing to get married. So we've been married, coming up in May, it'll be 10 years. Hopefully we'll do something special for that anniversary, and I want to encourage other men to go out and still give a woman from the Philippines a chance. Could be a different country too. There's things you got to look out for, and I talk about that a lot here on my channel. And hopefully you are a type 1 foreigner looking for a Filipina. Frankly, I don't know why anyone that was in the second group would get much value out of this channel, and maybe that's why I've got so few, subscribers on YouTube. Compared to the videos, maybe the ones that are subscribing are the most serious, and I hope they can do some good. I'm really just trying to help as many men as I can. So you can always email me at lovebeyondtheSea.for you@gmail.com. The 4 is the number 4. And hopefully you're the first type of foreigner that's looking for love beyond the sea.